Welcome to the TPC Desktop video series. In this video, we'll look at some drawing options that are new to TPC Desktop 2016, Release 1. I'm using the video that we used in the Best Fit line, and I want to just change something here real quickly. So I'm going to double-click one of these bearings and tell Traverse PC I want everything on the outside of that traverse. And then let's just go ahead and zoom in here so I can see this a little more closely. Now, several of you have asked for a way to space out these annotations so that when I reproduce this, I've got a little more separation between the letters or the words in here. And let me show you what we've added. I'm going to go to Drawing Settings. So these are settings that apply to the whole drawing. Previously, we had this thing called extra spaces in the bearing, and you'll notice in this Release 1 that we've grouped the bearing options together here. So it just gives you a kind of a one place to set all of them that pertain to bearings. I'm going to apply that, and you can see that we've sort of scrunched together the numeric part of the bearing and the quadrants here. So let's take a look at these options. The extra spaces throughout says I want to put extra spaces not just between the bearing and the quadrant, but within the bearing itself. So degrees and minutes and seconds are all separated with a space, as well as the quadrants. I can choose that or the one that's been in there for a while where we just put extra spaces in for the quadrant. If I choose extra spaces throughout, it does the same thing for the quadrant part, but then additionally provides spaces within the bearing itself. And if I took a look at some other bearings in here, I can see that they're all separated like that, the bearings are. Okay, so Traverse PC has gone throughout the entire drawing and created that separation within those bearings. Now let's take a look at a second option in here that's new. We'll go right back to Drawing Settings, and that's this spacing between words. This label on this line here includes both a distance part and a direction part. So two pieces to it. We call those words. So I'm going to create 4 spaces between them and apply it. You see what it did right in here? It stuck that extra space in there now. So now I have extra spacing throughout the bearing and extra spaces between the bearing and the distance. And if I go ahead and look at the rest of this drawing, you can see I've got that everywhere. So I've just created the possibility for this thing to reproduce better when it's photocopied or microfished or reproduced, and did that real quickly globally for the entire survey. Now I want to talk about another option that's in here for drawings. I'm going to double-click any one of these symbols here that are drawn by this DI traverse. And we're going to go into the traverse settings. And notice now that we have an angle down here in the symbol section. This is a angle that specifies clockwise is positive, 20 degrees. Watch what happens when I apply that. I rotate all the symbols in that traverse clockwise 20 degrees. If I put a minus in there, it would rotate them counterclockwise 20 degrees. So a great way for me to come in and say, you know what, I want all of these symbols along this line to be rotated roughly parallel to the line, or I just want to show a different rotation for this group of symbols for whatever reason. And I can do it right here in the traverse settings globally for that traverse. Just a couple of neat features, additional spacing and rotation of the symbols that will provide some more tools for you in your drawings in TPC Desktop 2016 Agile Release 1.